back to Forza Horizon 5. Today, we're jumping into the brand new FH5 Update 21, Explore the Horizon. We're gonna talk about everything you need to know from the 6 brand new cars. One of them is a bit of a big boy. We've got brand new customization. Photo mode is getting a complete overhaul. And we're also gonna talk about Donut Media Part 2. However, before we get into that, I wanted to let you know that today we started up a giveaway for one of these. This is the brand new Thrustmaster eSwap XR Pro Forza Horizon 5 Edition controller, which is a bit of a mouthful. Or because it's a controller, maybe it's a bit of a handful. Haven't quite worked that one out just yet. All you need to do to enter is number 1, subscribe here on YouTube, and number 2, join the Air 12 Discord server, and then click participate on the giveaway, and you'll be entered to win one of these guys. As always, thanks to Mr. Thrustmaster for sponsoring the Air 12 channel. If you'd like to check these out for yourself, there's a link down below. So without further ado, let's jump into these 6 cars. Let's start it off with the 4 cars that you can unlock this month in the festival playlist. Starting off with this, the 2019 Ford F250 Super Duty. This isn't any regular Ford F250. This is the DeBerti Transformer truck, and it's straight up one of the coolest pickup trucks ever made. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cool pickup trucks out there, but have you ever seen one that can do this? Where the rear fenders will literally open up to reveal toolboxes. The rear bumper can slide out to reveal more tools and toolboxes. It is so cool. And it's not only that stuff that makes it super cool, but it's also got an insane amount of upgrades. So it's got a 6.8 liter V8 diesel engine that puts out 900 horsepower. It's also got a crazy amount of custom suspension, massive wheels on the thing, and if you ask me, it looks incredible. If you'd like a totally random fun fact that I bet you didn't expect to hear today, I was actually with Brad DeBerti in Las Vegas when he revealed this truck to the world. I was actually working on the Xbox Ford Ranger at the time and revealed that in Las Vegas as well, so fun little connection there. Anyways, it's a super cool truck. I cannot wait to unlock it. All you need to do is get 20 points in the festival playlist, so it should be super easy. I am so hyped that we're getting a truck like this. Moving away from the summer season, though, and into the autumn, for 20 points, you can unlock this, the 1986 Ford F-150 XLT. This is kind of a blast from the past. I believe this is the 7th generation Ford F-150. This one in particular has 185 horsepower out of a 5-liter V8 engine, and again, it's just awesome. Now, I know this thing might not be everybody's cup of tea, but what's usually nice about these smaller, older pickup trucks is because they're so much smaller and lighter, you can usually actually get a bunch of performance out of them by tossing in a massive engine and taking these things online. I'm really excited to see if this older F-150 is actually any good. We'll have to see. In the winter season, for getting 20 points, you can unlock this, the 1972 Chevy K10 Custom, and this is such a cool little truck. This is the 2nd generation of K-Series truck. This one in particular has a small block V8 that puts out, again, just under 200 horsepower. It's all-wheel drive, and again, is going to be a monster in FH5 when you get some customization parts on it. In real life, these things have been exploding in value recently, so if you want to pick one up, you probably should have done it 10 years ago or so. I guess if you wanted maximum value for money, you probably should have got it like 30, 40 years ago, but we'll gloss over that. And moving on to our 4th and final car that you can unlock this month in the festival playlist, that is the big boy, the 2022 GMC Hummer EV pickup. Now, if you've never actually heard of the specs of the new EV Hummer, allow me to blow your mind. It is insane what this truck puts out in terms of numbers. 1,000 horsepower, 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. The Hummer weighs 9,600 pounds, nearly 10,000 pounds. That's insane. It does 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds, even though it weighs that much. It is insane. It also has some other really cool features. It's got rear wheel steering and can even crab walk. It's just kind of crazy what the guys over at GMC have done, because the Hummers have been memed on forever as being kind of like a dinosaur and stuff like that. And then they dropped this new EV one, and it is literally mind-blowing how, like, futuristic this thing is. Super, super cool truck. Again, cannot wait to unlock that thing. Those are the 4 cars that are coming to the festival playlist, but that does leave us with 2 more. Both of these cars will actually be gifted to you on May 24th, and that is this. Number 1 is this thing, the 2021 Cupra Fermenter VZ5. Now, I know what you're saying. Stop typing. Stop typing. I know it's a crossover, and you're going, ugh. But trust me, this is not your normal crossover. You know the Audi RS3 and its crazy little 5-cylinder engine that puts out nearly 400 horsepower? Yeah, well, Cooper stole that and was like, we're gonna toss that into our crossover. Not gonna lie, I think the whole, like, Volkswagen Audi group is having, like, one last hurrah with their crazy combustion engines that they're making right now and kind of tossing them into crazy little cars like this as one last hurrah before they go all electric in the future. Honestly, though, I really like this thing. It's a really good-looking crossover, which I don't think is something I've ever said before, so well done, Coop. Anyways, in car number 2 is this, the 2022 Cupra Tavascan Concept. At least I think that's how it's pronounced. This thing is an all-electric, all-wheel drive, 300 horsepower crossover hatchback sort of thing. Kind of like the Urban Rebel that I made a video on a couple of months ago. This one specifically is based off the Volkswagen ID4, and again, it should be kind of interesting to drive. We'll have to see. So there you go. Those are all 6 cars coming to FH5. It is officially Truck Month, sponsored by Cupra. Side note, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say, could we get some more interesting and challenging ways to unlock some of these new cars? Getting 20 points is great and all, but I would love some proper challenges. It'd be so much fun to go back to some of the stuff we had in FH4, like using the trial and actually having to work as a team to unlock some of the new cars. Or having some super hard PR stunts that might only work with one vehicle with like a very specific tune and make it a proper challenge. Anyways, moving away from the new cars, let's talk about the customization coming to those new cars. You might remember last month how I said that overlanding was coming to FH5. Well, it is officially here. 16 cars are getting the same treatment that the Ford F-150 Lightning has with like the chase rack and how you can kind of turn your truck into a camping truck. Sorta, kinda. And on the same sort of topic, when new car parts and new wheels come to Forza Horizon 5 now and into the future, all of those new car parts will actually have a little badge on them that says new next to them, so you know what the new wheels are, or the new wide bodies, or the new rear wings are, which is actually really cool. You'll love to see it. Anyways, let's move away from the new cars and talk about the massive updates coming to the Photomode. Photomode hasn't really been updated in what feels like maybe 10, 15 years or something like that. It is awesome to see some of these changes coming to the game. So, let me read you these out. They will blow your mind. We can now mess around with the time of day, the weather, the wheel angle. So you can change your wheel angle. You can turn them left, right, centered, whatever. You can change your character position. You can finally take your character out of the car, make them stand alongside it or in front of it if you're not driving a Mustang. You can have your character do emotes, maybe like a stop if you are driving a Mustang. You can change it and even get a preview of what your photo will look like in portrait mode if you want to do stuff like that. It is seriously so cool. We have been asking for an update to the photo mode for a very, very long time. Literally every game, it feels like, has been able to have a photo mode like this over the past couple of years. It is great to see that Forza is finally updating. And what's actually doubly cool, if you are a fan of taking photos, or if you aren't actually, there's also a bunch of new accolades coming to the game. Here are some of those. Now, that's not even where the new stuff stops. There is a new challenge type coming to Forza Horizon 5 called the Pathfinder Challenge, where you need to prove your map knowledge. Over this month, every single week, we are going to be getting 3 unique routes built into free roam. Essentially, they are point-to-point races, trails, whatever you want to call them. You're doing them by yourself, but the game won't actually tell you where you need to go. There will be some balloons at the start and finish line that'll kind of guide you, but that's all the game is going to tell you. The way these work is actually really, really cool. And if you discover them, you can actually get a rare car at the end of it and some treasure chests. Speaking of new things that you can mess around with, the Event Lab is also getting some new additions, specifically a bunch of new props to actually build out a photo studio, which is really cool. And all of the props that actually went into making the oval racetrack those are also coming to the event lab. So if you want to make a Daytona 500, a bigger version of like a tri-oval kind of, I guess, you can do that now using these new props, which is awesome. And that's all for this month. However, the developers did actually tell us that next month is Donut Month, which means that is going to be the Donut Media Story Part 2. And finally, at least fingers crossed, we're going to be getting high-low 350Zs. I'm super hyped for it. I cannot wait to drive those, and we'll find out more about them next month. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more. I'll see you then.